How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is E-Vlog coming to you with another video on Kengan Ashura. Now, today I will be discussing the 7 strongest characters in Kengan Ashura. Now, before we get into it, be sure to like the video and subscribe. Number 7, Imai Cosmo, known as the King of Stranglers. His wrestling background, his perception, his speed, his determination, and his will to never give up. Imai versus Omar fight was one of the best and unique matches, and the fact that he pushed Omar the way he's never been pushed before put him on this list as one of the strongest fighters in Kengan Ashura. Number 6, Konan Wor, known as the Thai God of War. Konan is one of the best pound-for-pound boxer in Kengan Ashura. His reflexes, his technique, and for the fact that he gave Agito the Fang run for his money, puts him on this list as one of the strongest fighters. Now, personally, I enjoyed Konan matches. His prowess, his agility, his flexibility is literally off the chart, and he has so much potential. And I hope to see him once again if indeed they bring Kengan Ashura back. Or I heard that there's going to be Kengan Omega, which I haven't looked into what is going to happen, what they're going to do with the show. From what I've heard, it's going to depict Kengan Ashura. I'm not sure if we're going to see Konan again, or if he's going to fight, or will Kengan Omega be a different new character? That I am not sure. But if he will be in Kengan Omega, I am looking forward to see Konan fight once more. And I'm sure that if he does fight again, he will probably be way stronger than he was when he fought Agito. And to be frank, he almost won that match. Literally, let me just say that Agito won the war, Konan won the fight, or you can say Konan won the war, Agito won the fight. But he literally pushed Agito to Agito's limits. And yeah, he is one of my favorite fighters in Kengan Ashura. Number 5, Wakatsuki Takashi, known as the Wild Tiger. This man looks like an armored titan. Shout out to Attack on Titan. He is just a beast in of itself. That one punch in his arsenal is one of the best devastating attack that is hard to counter. And when he connects, or if he connects with that one punch, it is brutal to ignore. He also has some of the best hand-to-hand to kick-to-kick combat skills. And finally, the fact that Wakatsuki, he pushed Omar to Omar's limit. He got the best, the absolute best of Omar with their fight in Kengan Ashura, puts him on this list as one of the strongest fighters in Kengan Ashura. Number 4, Kaho Akuto, known as the 5th Fang of Matsudo, widely regarded as one of the most dangerous and powerful fighters in the tournament. One of the things that makes Agito dangerous is the fact that he has the ability to evolve as he fights, which can also be described as being formless, able to adapt to his opponents at will to win his matches, and also having the ability to impersonate 2 personalities during his matches. Agito versus Gensai was one of the best fights in Kengan Ashura, hands down, because that match literally took things to the next level. It was brutal. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure if you're watching this video, I'm confident and I'm sure that you've watched the match between Agito versus Gensai. It was one of the best matches in Kengan Ashura. Number 3, Kerr, known as the Devil, the Akuma. Ryan is one of the most dangerous fighters in Kengan Ashura. Ryan is a violent, psychopathic, and enjoys dominating and killing his opponents should he chooses to. His fight with Omar Tokito was one of my favorite matches in Kengan Ashura. As an assassin, there is no doubt in my mind that Ryan Kerr is one of the most strongest fighters in the show. And just like I mentioned, Kengan Omega, if they're going to depict Kengan Ashura, if we're going to see characters such as Ryan Kerr, Konan, Agito, Wakatsuki, I believe that it's going to be an interesting fight, and I'm sure that by now Ryan Kerr has gotten stronger than he was before when he fought Omar. Number 2, Omar Tokita, known as the Ashura. Omar is my number 1 favorite character in the show. His martial arts skills, he inherited his teacher's technique known as Nico style. His love of fighting and his chemistry with his manager Yamashita Kazuo won the hearts of the audience and my utmost respect, and puts him over Baki Hanma as a better and a stronger fighter so long as I'm concerned. While being sick and depowered due to his heart disease, Omar fought and defeated his opponents day in, day out, night in, night out, back to back with no rest, and still managed to give us an awesome show. His match with Gensai was one of my favorite matches in the show. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, Kuroki Gensai. He is the most strongest fighter in the show. Known as the Devil Lance, Gensai is a calm, level-headed master or grandmaster. Doesn't itch if there's no reason to, doesn't scratch if there's no reason to. His matches in the Kengan Ashura Life or Death tournament and his experience as a grandmaster puts him above everybody else on the show, puts him on this list as the strongest fighter in Kengan Ashura Life or Death tournament. Now, with that being said, I will also make a side comment about this. Even though I put Kuroki Gensai as the number 1, as the most and the strongest fighter in the show, I will say this, because I'm sure you guys watched the match between Gensai versus Omar Tokita. And if hypothetically in a situation where the two fought, where Omar is not depowered, Omar is at his full strength with no sickness, nothing, no fighting prior to his fight with Gensai, and Gensai is fresh as possible, and no battles, no fight prior to his fight with Omar. If we put a hypothetical match between these two, right? Like I said, with Omar not having his heart disease or his heart problem, fresh out of the boat, Gensai fresh out of the boat, I have a strong belief, ladies and gentlemen, I have a strong belief that Omar has at least 80 to 85% chance of winning the match. I can even go forward to say 90% chance of winning, simply because Omar never got any resting time. He never got any timeout except when he went into a coma after his fight with Kerr. And even when he woke up, from that moment he woke up till he fought Gensai, the boy was fighting. Even when he shouldn't be fighting, he is fighting. When he's not supposed to be fighting, Omar is fighting. And on top of this, he has a heart disease. He has a heart problem. If we put a hypothetical situation where Omar does not have any limiter put on him, and he's fighting fresh out of the boat with no injuries whatsoever against Gensai, I have a strong belief that Omar will probably be the strongest fighter in the show. But due to the fact that he has been depowered, he has a limiter put on him, he is sick, and even though he is sick, he has been whooping ass, ladies and gentlemen. It will be an interesting matchup if the two fought once more, if there will be a situation where these two will fight again in the near future or whatsoever. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going on with Kengan Omega. I'm really hoping that if they're going to depict Kengan Ashura, that we're going to see some fighters from Kengan Ashura make it to Kengan Omega, because it will help to grow the show. Because if they make Kengan Omega without having the characters from Kengan Ashura, I'm not confident that it will serve Kengan Omega to the height that they want it to go. And I will also use this opportunity to say that if indeed they are making Kengan Omega, I would like them to have a good plan. They had to have a concrete plan, to have an extensive plan for Kengan Omega. I'm not looking to, hopefully they're not going to make just one season. Hopefully they're not going to make just 2 seasons. For them to have a concrete and an extensive effort to make it at least up to season 7 if they need to do that, simply because I think that Kengan Ashura is too short, due to the fact that is one of those shows that I believe that has its grounding to rival Baki Hanma show, with Kengan Ashura ending. Baki Hanma no longer has a rival anime to rival it with. So that's where I'm hoping if Kengan Omega does come out, I believe and I hope that they're going to have some extensive monologue or manga to push the show to at least 5 or 7 seasons, should it need to, for them to extend it as much as they can. Now, not to extend it without concrete reason to extend it, to give us a good concrete dialogue and a good concrete show that will hold its grounding against or compete with Baki Hanma show. So that's what I have for you guys. Feel free to push your thoughts and let me know what you all think about this video. Did I miss anybody? Or do you have a preference, your own preference on the number of lists that I have here? Or do you agree with me on this list? On that note, stay safe, keep on keeping on. See you in the next video.